welcome back to my channel. I'm your host Masan Ali and you are watching Global Scope News. Today we have a very interesting topic to discuss. Before we dive in, make sure to hit that subscribe button and click the notification bell to stay updated on all our videos. Today's topic is about a global shift, and it's one that's important for everyone to understand, whether you are in Asia, Africa, Europe, or the Americas. We are talking about India's balancing act with the West as BRICS, an alliance of influential countries, flex its new muscles in the world stages. Why is this topic important? Because BRICS is growing fast and becoming more influential. The recent BRICS summit saw top leaders from 36 countries gathering together to discuss big ideas. This meeting welcomed four new countries: Egypt, Ethiopia, Iran, and United Arab Emirates into the BRICS group, which already included Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. More countries may join BRICS soon. So, why is this important to India, which has strong ties to the West and is closer to Western values than other BRICS members? What does this mean for global power and how nations work together? This is what we will explore. Let's break down the background, the benefits for India, the challenges BRICS faces, and why India's position in BRICS matters on global level. So let's get into this deep and very detailed analysis. BRICS was not always considered a powerful group. When when BRICS was first created in 2006 with Brazil, Russia, India, and China, people saw it as an interesting concept but not very powerful. In 2010, South Africa joined, making it a group of 5 countries. But for many years, Western countries didn't think of BRICS as an important player on the global stage. To the West, the BRICS group seemed like a distant idea, on that might not change much. But that has changed, and now BRICS is getting a lot more attention. The recent BRICS summit is a big reason for this change. Leaders from 36 countries attended, and the United Nations Secretary General was also present. This showed that BRICS has grown in influence and that many countries want to work with all joint BRICS. During the summit, BRICS accepted four new members: Egypt, Ethiopia, Iran, and the United Arab Emirates. These countries each bring unique advantages like strategic locations, natural resources, and trade potential. BRICS presents itself as an alternative to Western system. Many countries are unhappy with Western policies, which often come with conditions or sanctions. They see BRICS as a group that could lead to more freedom in trading and financing without these restrictions. More countries, more countries joining BRICS shows that the alliance is becoming popular among countries that want independence from Western influence. BRICS is now a powerful group, a very powerful group. They are not just trying to compete with the West, but to provide a new system where countries can be less dependent on Western countries. Let's for example, they are exploring ways to use their own currencies instead of the US dollar. This is a big change and it gives countries more options instead of having a rely on Western financial institutions like the International Monetary Funds, IMF, or World Bank. These countries could have other ways to get loans, do business, and trade internationally. India's position in BRICS is very different from other countries in the group. India has a strong relationship with the West, especially the United States and Europe. Unlike Russia and China, India doesn't have any serious conflicts with Western countries. In fact, India has close ties with many Western nations, sharing values like democracy, economic growth, and international cooperation. India benefits from BRICS because it allows India to maintain important relationships with countries like Russia and China without being overly dependent on them. By being a BRICS member, India can work closely to Russia, an old friend, and also with China, despite their complicated relationships. This membership allows India to communicate with China more easily, especially on sensitive issues. Let's for example, at the summit, India made a deal with China to reduce border petrol tensions. India also has close connections with some of new BRICS members like Egypt and India share strong trade and security ties, especially in the Middle East. The UAE is one of India's closest partners, especially in terms of trade, investments, and energy resources. India and Ethiopia also have a long standing friendship, with many Indian businesses working in Ethiopia. These relationships mean that the new members in BRICS align well with India's own interests. India follows India follows a foreign policy principle called strategic autonomy. Autonomy. This means that India makes its own decisions in its best interests and doesn't align itself fully with any one group. India wants to have strong relations with many countries, both in the West, both in the West and in BRICS. By maintaining good relations with both sides, India can get the best of both worlds without needing to choose one over the other. India is a strong supporter of multi multilateralism, which means that it believes in working with many countries rather than just a few. This is a central idea in BRICS, and it also aligns with India's focus on the global south countries that are generally less developed or influenced by Western powers. India sees the global south as an important ally and tries to build relationships with countries in Africa, Asia, and Latin America. This gives India a leading role in BRICS, as BRICS also wants to strengthen ties with these regions. While BRICS is growing its phases, several international challenges. The new members like Iran and UAE have different interests, and some even have conflicts with each other. For instance, Iran and Egypt have issues, and Ethiopia and Egypt have tensions over water resources from the Nile River. These conflicts can make it difficult for BRICS to work together smoothly. India's relationship with China is another challenge. Despite some cooperation in BRICS, India and China have long standing issues. They have border disputes, and both countries commit for influence in South Asia and the Indian Ocean. China. China also has a close relationship with Pakistan, which complicates things further for India, especially. This complex relationship means that while India and China work together in BRICS, they are cautious about each other's moves. BRICS has ambitious plans, but there are particular challenges in making them work. For example, BRICS members have discussed creating a payment system to avoid using the US dollar. While this idea is attractive, it's difficult to implement because many countries still depend on the dollar. Also, the BRICS countries have very different country economic needs, making it hard to agree on one financial system that works for everyone. BRICS is also considering more countries for membership, like Turkey, Vietnam, and possibly Cuba. Some of these countries, like Turkey, have a strong ties with the West. This could make BRICS a more balanced group rather than an anti-Western alliance. However, if countries with anti-Western views join, it could create more tensions within BRICS and challenge India's balanced approach. BRICS is becoming more powerful, and India's involvement allows it to maintain its position as a global player. By being part of BRICS, India can strengthen ties with the global south, support multi support multilateralism, and keep balanced relationships with both Western and non-Western countries. India's role in BRICS is one of careful balance, strategy, and diplomacy, allowing it to support its own national interest while contributing to a new international order that BRICS aims to create. This careful balance will likely shape India's foreign policy for years to come and contribute to how global power is shared in the future. So that's all for today's analysis. Thank you for joining me on Global Scope News. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe to our channel and share it with your friends. Until the next video, take care.